All right, shalom, shalom. First things first, I want to give our honor and praise unto Yahweh, Bahashim, Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Badash. Say, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Barakatha Yahweh, Barakatha Yahweh Shai, Bahashim, Rakak Badash. And we give double honors to our apostles and our elders, which are the apostles and elders, the great millstone, which feed us with knowledge, wisdom, and understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. 2024, which is the hopeful year of Jacob's trouble. All right, things are coming down to the wire, man. Beautiful things are getting ready to take place. Beautiful things are taking place. This truth is growing. Prophecies are here. And when we see these prophecies, we're to get excited. These aren't for us to be hanging our heads down and being, what does it say, loathsome, because the Lord is getting ready to judge Esau for the things that he's done. The society is getting ready to be taken out. There's a change of guard happening in front of our eyes. You know, we're being renewed and refreshed, because it says a false balance is an abomination. So if the Lord is taking down one, he has to set up another. That's just how the Most High works. So let's jump into this. This is fair use. And this is just for educational purposes. Going into the lesson, which is the clay is getting thicker. All right. And we know what the clay represents is that debt. OK, this is from the Canadian Prepper. Like I said, this is fair use. Just for educational purposes. This is Rafi Farber. He had him on the show, and he was going in, and he was just pretty much making a not prediction, but he's telling you the outline of things. He's an Amalekite, looks like an Amalekite. He stays in the land of Palestine, or he stays in the land of Israel. Okay, so he's hands-on with that part of the world. Okay, it's not like what you see over here in Babylon, where most people don't really understand what's going on when it comes to the financial structure and how to understand how money works. Okay, the only reason that we're able to print off money because we are the world reserve currency. And once that changes, it's just going to be the same way as Zimbabwe, same way as these other countries that have to get their products changed to the world reserve currency. That's why they're setting up this new changing of the currency, because that's going to lead into that changing of the structure. And once you change that, you can add things. Okay, so I'm gonna play the first part of this. He's gonna go in and just speak about the money situation, what's going on with it. But it just reminded me when I heard it, it was just the thick clay. That's how we know the Bible is on point, because it prophesied of nations coming and nations fulfilling certain things and certain things that they would be doing that would pinpoint them as in prophecy, or to know that they were the ones fulfilling that prophecy. All right. So one thing we know is Babylon, the place which is called America now, has a very high debt, and he's going to break it down. So let's go ahead and play this fair use again, and then Lord willing, I'll stop it here and there and try to just go through commentary, make statements, pull out some precepts, however the Spirit will have it. So let me go ahead and play this.
In 2020 and 2021, the Federal Reserve printed so much money that banks couldn't hold it all. We're in the phase of that system now where letting up the gas even a little bit will create a humongous depression. It doesn't matter what Powell does. It doesn't matter what the Federal Reserve does. They're not going to stop this. That's when everyone wakes up at the same time and realizes they've got to buy something real, and it's not even going to matter what it is. The funding of Ukraine, how are they getting all this money? They're not going to stop this. That's when everyone wakes up at the same time and realizes they've got to buy something real.
You see that lines? That's what it's going to be, because what's going to happen is that people are going to learn everything last. So there's going to be panic buying. There's going to be people are barely moving there, man. I don't know if this was the pandemic or some storm or something like that, but people are barely moving in there. That's going to be the worst place to be, because when it runs out, you in the thick of it. You in the thick of all of that chaos, man. And then once it runs out, there's no food. People are going to go to their houses, but guess what? They're going to be in a survival mode. Just like I seen this thing with Alex Jones, and I'll try to pull that up. He said he's already plotting on eating his neighbors, man. It ain't even, I don't know if he's saying it as a joke or something, but he said he's already sizing his neighbors up. He said he's got food for a few years, but he said after that, he said his kids aren't going to starve to death. So that mentality is already here. And he's an advocate and a conspiracy theorist type of person, and he's even talking like that. So imagine the people that don't have any kind of idea, or they haven't prepared. And even myself, I don't see, because you live check to check anyway. So buying beans and rice, okay. But how much is that? You don't lean on that. We don't lean on our own understanding. We waiting on Yahweh Shemel Shai to tend to us in that time if we be a part of the elect. So let's go ahead and play that one more time.
And it's not even going to matter what it is. The funding of Ukraine, how are they getting all this money? It's coming from the dollar. The faster that thing hyperinflates to nothing, the faster the wars have to end. Once the dollar really starts to fall, and then Americans start dumping dollars, and then you have all these dollars in foreign countries, speeds up the hyperinflationary process in the home of the reserve currency. We're near the end of this, and what exactly happens at the very end, I think everything gets revealed in terms of gold prices. It's going to be very difficult for a lot of people.
Yep, because what happened in the Depression? Soup kitchens. This time that pandemic showed you that that was the last little bit of hyperinflating all the money. And now you got this war in Ukraine. You got the situation in the Middle East. You got the Taiwan situation. So all these things are ringing the dot, but they have to. Excuse me. They have to keep printing. If they slow down, that's what he's saying. If they slow down and all of it catches up, then it's going to cause that inflation. So the Fed is artificially lowering the interest rate and keeping it at a standstill so they could still continue, because the elites they got things to do too. They have to keep everybody going to work and shipping out metal and shipping trucks and doing all those things that they need for their supplies and their train. There are things that they have going on, so they don't want people to just be freaking out. That's why they're going to wait till the last moment and everything there in their plans is fulfilled. Then they'll let it out, and then they'll have pretty much the panic buying going on, the panicking of people, and then they want order of chaos. So once people are hungry, they're starving, there's no food, they're gonna want that way of life back. That's why they're gonna have the order. Okay, they're gonna let the chaos stew, and then they're gonna bring the order in. So we here. So that's another reason too why Jacob's trouble is gonna be a hard time, because these elites want to push people into that mindset that they need the new system. Because if the old system is still up, everybody's going to have an excuse, or a majority of the people is going to say, we already got money that works. Why would we change it? But if you have something that's not working and it's becoming a problem for you, because food ain't going to go nowhere. It's going to be the commodities and the money to be able to purchase that food, that the buying power is going to be so low, just like in the time of the Weimar Republic in Germany. When that took place, you need a wheelbarrow of money to get a loaf of bread. That means the bread was still there. There's still supplies. All those things are still there, but what's the difference? That means but your buying power isn't there. So you're going to need more of those dollars. Ergo, you're going to need to work more or have more money towards that, or have gold or silver, something that is equivalent to that. That's why you're going to have this financial hardship that everybody's going to face, because everybody doesn't have assets, or they don't have assets and money that in a way that can maintain them through these times, especially if the money falls. Okay.
It's also going to be very cathartic and very freeing.
So that's the main thing on that. I'm not going to go too much into it, but as you can see that everything is leading up to this time of Jacob's trouble. He's leading up to the time of the financial crisis, the dollar collapsing. All these things are here. And like it says, he even said something in here, said it's freeing. And once you think about it like that, yeah, once it just goes and dies, yeah, of course, because it's not, there was money. This money system isn't the first, and it's not going to be the last. There's going to be a righteous money system in the kingdom of heaven, because it's going to go right back under the law. All right, because you're supposed to have just measure. You're not supposed to do no having no debt like this. You should have something that backs everything, and then that's why you had the year of Jubilee. But these Amalekites, they don't follow that. They only follow it in themselves if they do that. This is Exodus 27 in verse 2. It says, "And thou shalt make the horn," Salakia, it says, "And thou shalt make the horn of it upon the four corners thereof. This horn shall be at the same, and thou shalt overlay it with brass." Salakia, hold on. Oh, Salakia. That's going to be Let's jump to Leviticus. Salakia. This is Leviticus 19. Leviticus 19 and verse 35. Leviticus 19 and 35, it says, ye shall not do unrighteousness in judgment, in meat yard, in weight, or in measure. So what is that going into? That's going into having a right balance, when it comes to, especially when you deal with money system. Money system is a balance, because what is a dollar? A dollar is a measurement, okay? It's a measurement of what? Gold and silver, okay? A dollar is a measurement of gold. That's why you had the treasury notes where you had them gold back and some were silver back, that you could go and retrieve silver or you could go and retrieve gold. But now there's no tangible to the money. Once some money goes, there's no gold you can go get. You can't get gold now with that money. There's nothing backing it. That's why it's called fiat. All right, and going to the word fiat, it pretty much breaks down to it is because they say it is. Right, that's the breaking down of fiat. If you want to look it up, be my guest. Okay, apostles and elders and brothers have went into that word before, but the fiat currency system is what we're under currently. Okay, which is against the law because it's not backed by anything. It's not just weight. Okay, so let's go into the word meat yard. Where it says measure, measurement, stature, size, garment, measure, act of measurement. What is a dollar? A dollar is a form of measurement, all right, or weight. It's a measurement of gold, okay? And then that's why you even had silver-backed notes. That's where you have a just weight, but you don't have a just weight now. What do you have? You have misusing. You have a debt-based society, which is unlawful. This is the book of Ecclesiasticus 27 and verse 2. It says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joints of the stones, so does sin stick closely between buying and selling. Okay, see? And what's the main way these elites, these bankers have really taken the world and put it in a vice grip? By way of debt, but way of buying and selling in the stock market. That goes back in the time of Napoleon. When you had Napoleon on the scene, this says that especially the Rothschilds, their wealth tripled, doubled, quadrupled. Okay, it doubled at least. Okay, because they pretty much fooled the world into thinking one thing and then something else was going on, and they pretty much robbed the world because those are people's money that they would not have sold. They wouldn't have sold those stocks off or those bonds because the money, when Napoleon lost, the pound shot up. It's because it became the world reserve currency. Just like you need X amount of dollars to buy a dollar in any other nation's money, like the Canadian dollar, the Jamaican money, the European euro. All these things are tested against the dollar. So once that happened with Napoleon, the pound it shot up. So now everybody was going to need way more money to buy their stocks and their things back at cost. It wasn't, they sold it low, took a loss, but just decided they were going to make money. But now they figured out that, guess what? They lost money by selling those assets. And now those assets are worth way more money than they was originally, because now the British pound is the world reserve currency. So they rob people. All right. That's why they hide themselves now. They're very secretive, because criminals, just like you see a criminal enterprise. Why you think nobody knew about the mobsters for a long time until they got snitched on? It was a secret organization, especially if you're doing unlawful things. You don't want everybody in that business. So it says, as a nail sticketh fast between the joints of the stones, so the sin stick close between buying and selling. And we can clearly see that now. Why you have to have a just weight and a just measure. Okay? Because if you don't have that, you have the unbalance and the credit system that we have today, which is destroying the place, man. Okay? This is the book of, let's put up Habakkuk. This is a well-known verse. And that's why this verse right here shows you the importance of looking up words. Don't listen to these other guys, these other groups. Don't listen to them when they say, oh, you don't have to go make Hebrew a doctrine. It's not a doctrine, it's an understanding. That's like saying you're making a dictionary a doctrine. That's not, if you're using a dictionary, you're looking up the word, what it means. Same thing here. because this was written in Hebrew. But once you understand it and read it in that context, then you can see that, damn, this is talking about debt. And that's how Esau didn't. That's how it was hidden from him, because he knew a little bit of Hebrew, but he didn't know how to put everything together. This is Hebrew. This is Habakkuk 2 and verse 6. It shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him. And who is these? These other nations. Okay. Woe to him that increaseth that which is not his. How long? And to him that ladeth himself with thick clay. So what is this clay about? And what is ladeth? What is ladeth doing? How are you going to break this down to somebody that's asking and saying, what does this mean? How are you going to break it down to them? That they're putting clay and mortar and different things on their bodies? No, it's not the way you break it down. Okay, so you hear with the word ladeth, it says what? To be heavy, be weighty, be grievous, be hard, be rich, honorable, glorious, be burdensome, be honored, to be heavy. So ladeth means to make something heavy. All right, now we know the understanding of ladeth. So now let's go to it says what? Thick clay. The word there is weight, pledge, heavy debts. So heavy debts. So laden is heavy, and then heavy debts is what you call a batyat. Okay, a batyat. That's the word for debt or clay, which is a batyat, which the Apostle Elder brought this out. Okay, that's to show you the importance of looking up words. Now you can understand what it's talking about. And who has that thick clay? Babylon the Great. They're the ones that are printing off money. They're having to fund these other wars from all over the world. So they're stretching themselves thin. Just in the time of the Roman Empire, they stretched themselves thin. And it's happening again because there's nothing new under the sun. So it's being taken, it's being put into the forefront now because it's also, they're going to use this to bring in that new financial structure. They have to kill the dollar to bring it from the ashes, just like a phoenix. They go into the word phoenix, which is a fiery bird that comes from the ashes. So they want that new currency to come out of the old currency. Okay, they're going to bring it out of the old currency, which is going to be more controllable money, which is going to be programmable money. All these things that are going to be in that money are going to be to pretty much put you in bondage. All right, you won't be able to make a move without it being documented, okay, and being put into their database, so they can see what you're doing here, what you're doing there, how you purchasing, weight loss, all those little biometrics things that they want to start doing. All right, so we don't need to worry about it, man. Everything is getting set up. Everything is moving towards that goal. The goal line is being moved. This is the book of Proverbs 11 and verse 1. Proverbs 11 and 1, he says, but it says, by the blessing of the upright, the city is exalted, but it is overthrown by the mouth of the wicked. He that is void of wisdom despiseth his neighbor, but a man of understanding holdeth his peace. A talebearer revealeth secrets, but he that is of the faithful spirit concealeth the matter. Okay. And then the main point was in 1. Salakia. Right here, it says Proverbs 11 and verse 1, a false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight. So let's look up some of these words. The word there for just is shalom, which peace. Gone. So shalom, peace. Okay. Peaceful weight. Because what do you see here? You don't see peace. You see the rich getting richer and those that don't have it are getting poorer and poorer. That's it. There's no separate. There's no togetherness or when it comes to that. Which, you know, there's always going to be the poor. Yahushua said that. But the time you have now is that these printing money and interest rates and all this is just pretty much a smoke screen to steal stuff and to be a criminal. That's what it is, man. Okay, that's what it is, and that's what it was made to be, was to be a criminal organization, starting with the bank and the central bank system, man. All right, so Lord willing, is that a fine lesson? I'm going to leave it there, and I'm going to say, call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash, say, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahushai, Bahashem, Rachakodash. Till the next time, I say Shalom, and more than I never keep faith. Shalom.